Okay, for volume and surface area, okay, we gotta use specific formulas, and you should have this formula sheet. You should have picked this up from me, okay? Now, on the map test or on a test that you're given from me, okay, there will not be formulas provided. You need to know the formulas for area and perimeter. That's something you already learned, and area and circumference. Those are previous things. You should know those. Okay, the ones that you're going to need to learn and start now would be the volume and surface area. Okay, they're on the back. And you're going to want to refer to this until you can no longer refer to it or until you have memorized the formulas. Okay, so we're going to work through two examples. Both of them solving for volume and surface area of the figure. We're going to start off here with the cylinder. Okay, and then I would go find my formula for volume and surface area. Volume equals pi r squared h. Okay, pi, we're going to let pi, for our purposes, be 3.14. R is the radius. It's from the center of the cylinder to the edge. And then the height is how tall the cylinder is. And those same things are going to be used over here in the surface area. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to move on to this. I'll put that up there so we can see it while we work through. Okay, so I'm going to start with volume. So V equals pi r squared h. You don't need to put the multiplication symbol if they're right next to each other. It means multiplication. For pi, we substitute in 3.14. Our radius here, it shows us, is 12, and it's squared. So we're just going to write it out twice. And then our height is 18. So then you would take your calculator and you would multiply those things together. And I set it up that way so you have fewer steps to work out. So 3.14 times 12 times 12 times 18 equals this number. Okay, and we look at the second number after the decimal, the number in the hundredths place, and we're going to use that to round. So I'm going to round my 8 up because the hundredths place is 5 or greater. Okay, so my answer would be 8,138.9 feet cubed. Volume is three-dimensional, so it's cubed. Okay, and then we're going to go on and we're going to work on surface area. So S equals 2 pi RH plus 2 pi r squared. So 2 times 3.14 times my radius is 12 times my height is 18. This part right here is finding the area of the circle on top and the circle on bottom. The second part is finding the area of the round. Oh, sorry, I have those backwards. Okay, so this part is finding the area of the top and the bottom. This part right here is finding the area of what would be the rectangle that goes around. So 2 times 3.14 times 12 times 12. So, order of operations, okay, we deal with what's the multiplication first. So 2 times 3.14 times 12 times 18. And we don't want to round until the end. So 1356.48 plus 2 times 3.14 times 12 times 12, 904.32. I'm going to add back in my other stuff, so now I'm doing the addition, 1356.48, 2,260.8, and this is feet, and this is area, so it's squared. Area is two-dimensional. So that's our first example. okay? Our second example, we're going to do a sphere. We're going to do the same thing, volume and surface area of a sphere, okay? So on a sphere, we have volume is 4/3 pi r cubed, 3 dimensions, so it's cubed. Surface area is 4 pi r squared, okay? So here we go. Volume equals 4/3 pi r to the third. Okay, so we're going to leave this as 4/3. Pi is 3.14, and this is radius squared. If you look at this picture here, the line goes all the way across. That's the diameter. Half of the diameter is the radius, so half of 24 is 12. So we're going to do 12, 12, 12. And we write it out 3 times because it's cubed. Now, this is very important that you pay attention to how we do this. For this fraction, you're going to do 4 divided by 3 equals. Then you're going to leave it. You're not going to change it. It is 1.3 repeated. Do not change it. It will change your answer. Okay? So times 3.14 times 12 times 12 times 12 equals 7,234 point, because this number over here is greater, okay, that 5 or greater, the 5 rounds up to 6, it was centimeters cubed. Okay, and then I'm going to do it again for surface area, so S equals 4 pi r squared. Okay, so 4 times 3.14 times 12 times 12. And you guys need to write that out. Please write that out so I know what you're talking about. 4 times 3.14 times 12 times 12. 1,808.6. This is not 5 or greater, so it stays 6. Okay, centimeters squared. It's area, so we square it. Now, you're going to continue through with something like this, with these problems. Okay, make sure you are using the formulas from this sheet. If you have questions about the formulas or what it's talking about, you need to make sure you come and ask questions.